Now, the full details of the trade are as follows. The Lakers get Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Dallas gets Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and LA's.
This is a betrayal on levels that no one's ever seen.
At least make it make sense, you know what I mean? Make it at least a decent trade, but that was just a terrible trade. Hate this, hate everything about it.
The team that we're bringing back is a championship caliber team.
Wemby shakes, takes. Oh, and a bobble, and Davis, he tries to run it down, but it's off his knee. Outside to Coop. Klay Thompson with a catch and shoot. So at this point, the mission is obvious.
Fire Nico! Fire Nico! Fire Nico!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
When it comes to the worst trades in NBA history, the worst trades in sports history, there's a long list of trades that are baffling, confusing, and that age like milk. But looking at recent history, there's none worse than the Luka Doncic Anthony Davis trade. As looking at this trade, it's unique for so many reasons. Yes, a terrible trade, one team got robbed, and one team walked away as the clear victors. That for the bad trade Hall of Fame is pretty common, but here's the extra added layer. Someone like Luka in Dallas was beloved, and he was their guy. When you're a player of Luka's caliber, you're so ingrained with the team and a fan base. Players like that don't get traded.
I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level.
I've been a Mavs fan my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of my life. This is ridiculous. This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player?
No idea.
So that right there is the bigger point. This trade on paper, of course, it was dumb. Everyone can see that. But look at the emotional side of things, the fan side of things, just absolutely devastating. And I guess the one positive thing, if there is a positive thing, Nico Harrison trading Luka Doncic united a fan base like I've never seen before.
Breaking news out of the NBA, the Mavericks are expected to fire general manager Nico Harrison at 10 a.m. Central.
For players of Luka's caliber, the top 5 guys, top 3 guys, the upper echelon, those guys very rarely if ever get traded. As looking around the NBA, once you get one of those guys, you hold on to them for dear life. Look at someone like Jokic. This guy for sure is a Nugget for life. Someone like Jason Tatum only ever to wear green. Then in San Antonio when Wembanyama, the heir to Tim Duncan's throne, this guy in his career also will be a one-team guy and a lifer. For Luka in Dallas, that's what it's supposed to be. And look at the Mavs fan slogan, Maverick fan for life. That right there sums it up perfectly. If you're a Mavs fan, you're all in on your team and your best player. And in reverse, Luka Doncic, who was their best player, he was all in on them. The one guy who didn't understand that, didn't get that, was unfortunately Nico Harrison.
We do not speak his name.
Now, looking past the emotional side of things, the fan side of things, if you want to put on your basketball cap, get down to business, the Luka trade still makes 0 sense. And what was Nico's rationale? You know, Luka on defense, he's not good. Of course, we all know this. But looking at Dallas 2024, Luka's defense didn't hinder them from making the NBA Finals. As very similar to Jokic, the team they built around him covered his flaws and was thriving on that end of the floor. As looking at that season, the final 15 games, when Dallas was rolling, their defensive rating first in the NBA. Opponents' field percentage, the second best. And points per game allowed, the second fewest. The Mavs right there in 2024, with Luka at the helm, defensively one of the best teams to close the season. And look at the playoffs, the third best team in the postseason, only behind Boston and OKC. So what does that prove? Yes, Luka on defense, he's not great, probably never will be. But from a team perspective winning a championship, Luka's defensive flaws are severely outweighed by his offensive brilliance.
Shot clock at 7. Luka will make a move. Wants it ripped. Gobert is out there. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! Got it! What a shot! Back to Luka. takes aim from 3 and buries it. Doncic, 5 threes and 25 points.
Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying. It's okay to cry. People cry.
Now, one thing I do want to squash right now very quickly is the Nico Harrison Sympathy Tour by Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. As if these guys are actually arguing that Nico Harrison didn't have time to see his vision fulfilled. And I'm here to tell you, time had already ran out the minute he traded Luka Doncic. As looking at prior to that trade, Anthony Davis leading up to that trade was already hurt, already injured. If you're trading for Anthony Davis, you know two things. His health status is day to day, and injuries are a part of his game. Is Anthony Davis a great player, great two-way player? Of course, we all know that. But looking at his kryptonite, it's staying healthy and staying available. If you're not playing, how valuable are you on defense?
That you don't trade a 25-year-old MVP candidate in his prime for a 32-year-old made of glass?
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
They called me Mr. Glass.
What this boils down to is Nico Harrison took a big-time gamble and did not pay off. Look at the flip side, Masai Ujiri in Toronto. Getting Kawhi Leonard, a massive gamble. Kawhi part of that trade, he was always hurt, battling the front office. Kawhi at that point, his value was pretty low, and trading DeRozan at that time was not popular. Was he Luka? No, he wasn't. But trading DeRozan, that was a big-time deal. So again, the Nico Harrison Sympathy Tour, I don't buy it. He made a gamble and did not pay off. In sports, it happens, and when it goes bad, it really goes bad.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
Now, like I've said over and over again, Nico Harrison, he's a mastermind of this trade, deserves a ton of the blame. In my view, I'd say 85-90%. But the last 10% goes to Anthony Davis himself. As looking at Davis, he doesn't get a pass in any of this. As coming to Dallas, what he had in front of him was a tremendous opportunity to prove people wrong and show people I'm a viable asset and a franchise cornerstone. What he showed us is the exact opposite. Not just injured, not healthy, but his play on the court is also declining. As compared to his last year in Los Angeles, scoring, down. Rebounds, down. Assists, down. Steals, down. And blocks, down. And the cherry on top, the Mavs season debut got abused on defense by Victor Wembanyama.
Off the bench in this second, here's Wembanyama after that ridiculous reverse. Yeah, why not? Wembanyama working Davis, spinning, taking, hitting! Wembanyama fakes the three, dazzles, spins, fades, why not?
We had the opportunity to get Anthony Davis, who is one of the best two-way players in the league. We jumped at that opportunity.
Now, one last point I do want to make, why Nico Harrison got fired so early in the season is fairly obvious. Looking at this Mavericks team come in this season, they had some hype, some expectations. As looking at their win total, 41.5. So this Mavs team right here, they had some expectations of being a play-in team and a fringe playoff team. What they are now is a fringe lottery team on the verge of a top 5 pick. As bad as things already were, the Mavs absolutely sucking made things 10 times worse. And here's the added layer. Luka and the Lakers are playing fantastic. Right now LA, the 5th best record in the entire league. And Luka's game is better than ever.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
Nico Harrison pulling off that trade, it was a gamble on two parts. Yes, on Anthony Davis, a big time gamble. But trading Luka, an even bigger gamble. As kicking Luka out the door, what are you saying? You're saying Luka Doncic isn't a franchise superstar, he's not that guy to win a championship. That for Nico Harrison was a big time miss, and large part of Luka being traded in the best shape ever and playing out of his mind. So that right there is in the video, and I'll say one last thing. What Nico Harrison did last year was the worst day in Dallas since 1964, as trading Luka Doncic, the heart and soul of your team, and the heir to Dirk's throne. I don't care how fat that guy is, how out of shape he is, I don't care if he's drunk during a game. Someone of Luka's caliber, you don't trade them. And here's how it's going to get worse. Luka and LA undoubtedly is win a championship, if not championships. And once he does that, this trade definitively with the worst trade in NBA history, if it isn't already. That's how bad it is. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.